welcome to this pick a fruit / card reading. It is about you and your being S, bracket S, close bracket, of choice. And we're gonna first look at how they view you / their relation to you. So these represent how you are being perceived. Pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then after those 5 piles, there's also going to be 5 piles for how you view them. Thinking about it, maybe we should do that first. No, because the piles aren't related. I'm going to do that second. So essentially it's not just one pile you'll pick 2 piles. And they might sit, so you could be like a pile 1 at the how you view them. No, how they view you, because that was the first one. How they view you, you could be a pile 1, but then how you view them could be a pile 3. So the piles aren't interjected, they're not puzzle pieces together. Yeah, so pile of the, so that's the how they view you is the one I just showed you with the fruit, and then there's cards. So this is pile 1 for how, oh my god, it gets so mixed up in my brain. This is how you view them. So this is them. So pile 1 is how you view them. Pile 2 for how you view them has 2 cards. Let's put that there. Pile 3 has 3 cards. Pile 4. That one feels like a really quiet pile. And pile 5. And this is a louder one for sure. You view them as being louder. Okay. So my intention for this is for it to be quite soul derived. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be a being that you're even in contact with. It can be a being whose soul you can connect with. So it doesn't have to be of the same species or the same primary collective that you're a part of. It can be any source of energy, any collective of energy, any pinpoint that you can think of. So you could even do it with like your favorite crystal, like how your crystal views you and how you view your crystal. With the like how you view them, I want to say it doesn't necessarily have to be conscious. That's kind of what the reading is for, to bring more of the subconscious of how you're perceiving reality, or in this case something specific. But you could do reality, you could do existence as your them, bringing that subconscious of how your perception already is into your conscious. Okay, I think that's all for introductions. Yes? Shall we get a card for the the intro pile? Yes, let's do it. Wait, this is not the deck I was thinking. I was trying to get these guys, but I went for these guys. They're in the same pouch. There could be something about this collective that you were trying to get one thing and they look very similar, but you end up getting another, and the another that you're getting is, while the outsides are like this, they look, or your first perceptions of them perhaps, or the initial energy, it's not necessarily first perceptions like you perceived it wrong, but it could be literally that they hold very similar outer shells. So I'm just thinking, like, if you're doing a crystal, then they're both labradorites. They're both something, but their souls are completely different. or just the second one, the one that you're gonna get, it's so much thicker. It's so much. I just saw like a book being flipped, like and it made me think of past lives you've had with them. So it's like a fuller. There's more to the dynamic. There's more to explore, and there's. I started hearing or saying less. There's less convolution. There's less. It makes me think the one that you were kind of unsure, or the one that you thought you were getting, that's it. The one you thought that you were getting had so many complications to it, or it was like, even how I feel very muddled with my words right now, it's like it just didn't work. And they look the same, so you may think like, and they're still made of cards within. It's like, if one works, shouldn't the other? Or if they don't work, if this one doesn't work, shouldn't the other one not work too? But it's like, no, they're completely, they couldn't be further. That's not true either. The way that your dynamic is, okay, could be it too. This dynamic of yours, the one that you're really getting, is very fluid. It just flows, it just fits. And then the other way I was seeing it was like, you could both be from the same like home, or you could consider yourself like these two option things, these two beings, we'll call them. They were both home, or they both resonated at a certain point within your body, I want to say, or like you can view that as the body of your soul. Like they scratch the same itch kind of thing. Like it could be that they both come from, or you all come from, a certain place in the galaxy, or a certain place in your country, or it's kind of funny viewing it more physically like that. And yet the degree of resonance is so different. Okay. Any actual cards, or is that just kind of the message we were going for? I feel like we'll get a confirmation card, but it won't be... Oh, two. I was gonna say it won't be the direct message. It will be more, well, a confirmation of the energies that I was already describing. This is at the back of the deck. If any of you were unsure about which pile to pick for how they view you, because, okay, this is a message for those of you who have stayed. I feel like you may have been picking how they view you based off the first being that you were connecting with, but with this refresh of actually, no, you're gonna get this one, you may feel drawn to the pair pile. Or it might just be, it could just be more confirmation. Take that message if it resonated, and you'd be like, yes, but if not, then let it slide, because it could also be pair as in two, so you were talking about, and we were just talking about two. So that's just extra confirmation, because this looked like a pair to me. Like, like the shape. What's beneath that? A hug. That made me feel really emotional. I feel like what is it? It's an energy of like, one is deceptive and one is a hug. Some of you in this pile, you may have even stayed because you let the video play on, because it could be for many reasons, but if you're here, you may be stuck between two beings. So this, I like that for the intro. It's like, but which one do I get a reading on? And the message is the one that softens you, because the feeling, actually we'll get the cards, but look, this is an apple in the middle. What was I saying? Yeah, two feelings I got then were to do with that deception and hug feeling. Was like, one of them makes you feel like you need to defend yourself or you need to fight another battle, and the other one makes you feel like, I just saw an image of clouds, but tasty clouds. The other makes you feel like that's what life's supposed to be. It takes layers off. And I just heard that it ticks boxes off too. Usually in this kind of dynamic, or these kind of choices, I feel like I would be saying like heart over mind. But in this case, it actually kind of feels like your heart and mind are both wanting one being and not resonating on the mind or the heart for the other being. And that's not to say that you have no resonance, because we clearly saw they're similar enough that you thought you were getting one but you're getting another, and that they look identical, or in some form they are identical. What I keep getting from that I don't know, maybe I'm not meant to be. I just got like an Anna girl, like there you go. Because I kept trying to get out what I was trying to get out with that, but just now I got confirmation like you weren't supposed to be. But there's a reason, and that's the energy that I feel with all of this. Like there's a reason why this one complicated one didn't work out. And there's a reason why the one that will. And I just held up the wrong ones when I said that. So it's also okay to be confused, and it's okay to not, I feel like there's a message of not needing to make a decision, or to allow your body to make the decision for you. Something about hiding could be significant. And then I just heard a few different words with that. Like hijinks. I don't know what that is. And now I'm seeing hijacked. There's a Black Ops. There's a game. There's a map on a game and it's a boat. Hijacking. That makes me think of Aquarius and technology. Maybe we'll see what that is in a bit. Anyway, so I think these are the two options that you have. Okay. I'm hearing that they'll swap for some of you. So I can't say like, oh, this is the heart one and this is the way they were both the heart. I mean, one was the heart and mind and one was a less heart and mind. That's what it is. It's because they're both, again, they both resonate with you. But one resonates with like the entirety of who you are right now, and one resonates, I think, I can't split them, and one resonates with, I want to say, the entirety of who you used to be. And I'm more seeing this as a soul, like who you used to be lifetimes and lifetimes ago, or like at your origin. But you could also see that in this life, who you were 10 years ago maybe did resonate with one of these beings, and now maybe you no longer do. Now I'm seeing it like it could even be a choice between yourself and another. I'm seeing it now just like you could already be in a connection, and this is having you question whether those two beings, you being included, still resonate. For others of you, you could be in a connection and that is one of the beings that you're contemplating, that in comparison to another being. One of them lights you up and one of them nourishes you. And I meant that for like the same one does that. The same one does both. Because it feels like one of them is everything and one of them is something. And I feel called to bring in the perspective that not all endings have to be from neglect, or not all endings, not everything that we don't resonate with has to be like toxic or not in their own element. Because this whole reading feels like it is saying like there's two beings and they're both in their own element, they're in the lanes that they want to be in right now, and which lane do you want to be in, like in right now, slash when you are in your own lane, does that share a lane with either one of these? I feel like one of them might be really playful and childish, or bring out your inner child, because I just heard I heard like a confirming yes, it's true. But it was, again, hard for me to pinpoint that. You may be finding it really hard to pinpoint the whys of your situation, and yet you know the whats. Maybe you're someone who, that's not even resonating here, I think. Yeah, you may be trying to search for proof of which way to go, or which way you should go, when really you just know which way you want to go and you don't really need to explain that. Yeah, I felt a relief of that for some of you. You don't need to explain yourself. It's okay to move from pure desire. Yeah, there could be some people in your vicinity that are connected more strongly to your energy, that they feel like in order to not be choosing someone or something, that something or someone or something has to be bad somehow, or has to have a negative effect on you, or that you have to not love them. But this beginning reading collective feels like making a choice between two beings that you love. And there's a call to honor that, or this is a reflection that there's like a freedom, there's a strong sense of freedom here, and recognizing that the way that you choose to live can be through a very peaceful lens. And there's a sense of returning to your own lens too, of how, if you had no projections onto you of how you should be living, how would you live? What sort of way of navigating through life would you resonate with? What feels natural for you? Yeah, if you had no burdens, how would you move? Who would you move? Okay. First I saw that, like, who would you move out the way, like, kind of, and then second I saw, like, who would you move, like, who would you be internally moving, like, emotionally, through just being that self. Yeah, confirmation of the like click. Don't know if you heard that. Yeah, one of them is more of an action for you to take, and the other one is more of a drawing in that just naturally happens. Okay, I think that's it for the collective at the beginning. I feel like this is going to be a long reading. There's like 10 sections to get through. Well, my phone is charged. I'm not going to have enough storage for this. I guess I might have to edit the video, so I do like the first 5 now, and then move that to my laptop, and then I don't know why I'm explaining this here, and then do another, delete that from my phone, and then yeah, see, that's what why you don't have enough of both. Maybe some of you are also questioning, like, can I do I want to keep both, or can I find a way to have both? Do you want both? Do you, for the optimum experience of life that you're currently wanting to experience, if you're seeing especially that infinite existence is real, I didn't know how to phrase that. Looking through the lens of infinity, and that you have all the time of your soul's desires to explore other timelines, to explore other experiences. What do you want right now? Because I feel like there could be some messages of you do want to choose. Maybe some of you have, well, I guess that's why you're having the reading. Maybe some of you feel quite torn apart by having, quote unquote, having to make a choice. So this message is reminding you that you don't have to make a choice, but instead shifting your perspective to, do you want to make a choice? Why are you making a choice if you don't have to? Even if there are external energies that have their own perceptions of and then their own perceptions and their own, what's that called, like, if you do this then I'll do this, their own actions towards you. Even if others can influence this, that's what I want to say, even if others can influence this, recognizing that you can always return to the state of being that is most in alignment for you, and allow that doesn't make like any sense, but I'm finding myself having a lot of trouble seeing clearly. I feel like you're not being called to see it clearly, like the message before of you don't need to know the whys. It's a gut knowing. It's in your body, you know which one feels lighter, which one feels like love. Not necessarily the love that you used to know, but the love that you want to know. Some of you could also come from a distorted sense of love from your childhoods, or if you want to reword that to not necessarily childhood, but just what you have within your vessel could be influencing you in a way which doesn't allow you to feel so comfortable in choosing the truly loving option, because you have a distorted idea of what love really is. Okay, yeah, that felt like a closing of that reading. I haven't done that for ages. When I used to do readings, I used to close them off like that. Not really intentionally, it would just like happen. Okay, pile number 1, pile number 0. I love you, and see you at your readings if you're gonna be choosing whichever being that you're choosing in the reading. Okay. Words. You don't need to rationalize it. Nothing needs to be explained. Yeah. I feel like you have to explain yourself, but you don't. Your feelings are enough. And not needing to explain what those are either. It's just how you feel. That's enough. Maybe your decision is enough, or your desire is enough. I feel like that's it. It's desire. I just got a Spotify notification. Music could be soothing for you at this time, or could help you feel more at ease with trusting yourself, trusting that your own decision is enough. You might be really influenced by others. That's what I keep picking up with this. Yeah. A little Libra in that chart of yours, perhaps? Feels like Pisces too. Especially with it being like, yeah, but Libra tries to rationalize, and it's literally the scales of deciding. But I say Pisces, especially because it feels like you'll just move intuitively. You already know. You already knew. That's what I wanted to say. You already knew. And Pisces can have trouble expressing because they are so much. So to condense your reasoning would be to not be giving your real reason. Because the real reason is so much more. It's so much more than you can understand yourself at this time anyway, is how I feel. So it's a very, very intuitive navigation. That's like a cross between way of navigating and navigation. That's what you'd be doing. It's like to try and explain how you're feeling right now would be, or explain the choice you want to make. It would be to take loads and loads and loads of words and then make them one. They're not gonna be expressing all those loads of words. They might give people an idea, but more of what they'll be giving is people their own projection of where all those words came from. Like, or what all those words were that one word came from. Like, if you give yourself 10 letters, there's so many different possibilities of the words that those letters came from. That's what your situation feels like. It's asking you the question, is it okay? I heard, is it okay to love? Is it okay to love? Is that it? I feel like that is perhaps also what you're doing, because as soon as I said what felt right, I then quickly went into like a mental space of, is that it? So you may be being called to sit with your feelings more, rather than try and logicalizing what they are, because that's bringing you back out of your body, out of, or whatever sensory way of being within your soul. That hit for someone, soul. Because again, I feel like you need confirmation that this is so much more than what you can comprehend. You're not navigating through an experience that you've experienced before, is how I feel. Or it could even be a similar experience that you've experienced, but your perception of that will be new. Your perception of what this is feels very new. You just might not be able to put a finger on it yet. Yet. And maybe that's okay. Something about being a bit late, like late to the party. Because I had what I wanted to say then, but I held back from saying it for a while. And I could have said it right from the start, but I wasn't really sure about saying it, but I knew I was going to, and I knew it fit. Or I didn't know if I was going to, but I knew it resonated, and I knew that those words would bring comfort and clarity and just resonance for you. I knew I was meant to do that. I'm not even gonna get into the whole like meant to. What are we meant to do? I won't go there. And that whole message was saying to you that, am I even gonna do the other piles? Is this just like a collective reading? It's so long. Yeah, thank you. That was time. The time it took me, it didn't really matter, because what I had to say was important, or the decision that you're making, that's what matters. And within the kind of time frame that you're thinking about, it has no effect on the outcome. So some of you may be worried about taking too long, or having already taken too long, or both. And there's a message of, it will hit when it hits. it's not timing in the sense of 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 months, 5 years. It's inner timing. It's the timing of like frames instead of like frames of existence, I mean, rather than I'm not even sure how to express that. And here's the thing, it's like, I know that I could if I tried, but there's no need to. So you could also be someone that you know that if you really sat down and thought about it, kind of thing, that you could find the whys of your situation, of your decision. You could explain yourself. But the question is, do you want to? If you don't have to, which you don't, everything is a choice, then do you want to? Maybe the word want isn't really hitting there. I heard the phrase, what would love do? And ask that not from the mind, but from the body. Ask that not with the words, but through going into the energy that is love. Not your mind's perception of love, but just your own experience of love. And allowing that to draw you towards love. Yeah, as opposed to viewing these two options, because that's what the start of the reading was, with kind of feeling like I was seeing two options. We were recognizing from above that there are two options, and the energy that we're in now is like, I am the two options. Or just being with your own energy, or being with, regardless of these two options, just being with that which is love for you, and then seeing which one that resonates with. Not from the mind, but from that feeling. Which one is present when you are in that presence of what it is that you most value, the feeling that you most value, or the feeling that you want to walk towards. I'm just seeing someone like, I was like, look, pinpointing that walk towards. I just saw an image of someone like really strolling up towards whatever, I'm not sure what. It was just walking along a path and they just looked really happy. Yeah. Which one, I'm going into like the mental questions again, but it just made me really want to ask, like, which one puts a, what is that phrase? Prep in your step? Pep in your step? Which one fills you with love? It feels like you're ready for your own element, your own soul to be of element. Ooh, that's an interesting phrasing. You're ready for your own soul to be of element. I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, there's a strong energy of going with it, going with the flow, going with the tides. Even if it's not how you would have planned it yourself, kind of thing. Because maybe you did plan it yourself. But what was I gonna say? Are we honing in on that? That this feels like something that you did plan as a soul before, quote unquote, before beginning this lifetime. Something about beginnings could be significant. This could feel like a major new beginning, and maybe you were asking, praying, hoping, stepping towards, working towards a new beginning, and maybe it just isn't the new beginning that you were thinking of, or that it kind of feels like you gave 9 requirements to the universe of what your new beginning would look like, and you're getting those 9 requirements filled, but there's like an extra, or like, the way I'm seeing it is more like something being taken away rather than an extra, and that was something that you never accounted for in your like I'm seeing people who do those like manifestation, I don't know, I've seen like a billboard, I don't know, or pinboard, is that what they're called? I don't know. Is that it? That may have been something you've been asking yourself a lot too, like, is that it, or is this it, or... I heard, when can I finally rest? And I kind of feel like this isn't the thing that you're finding, or the being that you're finding isn't even something that would make you want to rest, because I feel like it invigorates you. I feel like the reason why you feel like you've had to rest is because, or that you wanted to be able to finally rest, is because there were so many elements, or maybe just this other being that was causing that made you feel drained, that continuously pulled you magnetically, we'll say, out of your own soul resonance, out of your own alignment. Not because they were necessarily out of alignment themselves again, but just because of the difference in paths, because of the difference in the energy that you choose to hold and the energy that they choose to hold, regardless of labels of whether that be right or wrong. Something about repositioning. Yeah, there's like a perspective shift. Yeah, and it also feels like now I'm turning my back to where I've come from, which is that energy that was draining, and turning myself to the window to the future and that which invigorates. And now I want to turn the light on because it's kind of getting dark. It is very cozy, and there may be a part of that makes you want to stay in the past, that it is comfortable and familiar, but I feel like the past makes you think a lot too, and maybe does the future, how does the future feel in terms of that? It's a new kind of thinking. It's not a critical kind of thinking, it's a more explorative thinking. Okay, I can't even remember what I was on about, but I'm going to turn the light on. And to do that I have to take out my phone that was charging. I'll put the other thing in, and I say that because I feel, it's making a noise. Yeah, the transition phase may be a bit juggly, jippity, squingly, noisy, disruptive. Okay. Yeah! Let there be light! And now let there be a bit less light. Yes. Which colour do we do? Orange! I kind of like the orange. It matches the colour of the candles that are over there. Okay. Is that it? Am I doing a reading? A pick a... Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, pile number 0. That is it for your reading, I believe. Because now the light's in. It's all done and dusted. It was a bit of a journey to get there, but we finally got the light on. And there was light. I want to note, I don't know why this is significant, but there was light at the beginning, but it got dark over time. And now it was time for a new light. And this light is permanent. Like, I can adjust this myself. But the light that was there before, I can't control that. It was going out anyway. Yes, okay. And in case it needs to be said, it seems like I was relating the permanent one to, I was gonna say the being that you're wanting versus the impermanence of the one that was for a season. But then it made me feel like it's your own light. That's why you can have a permanent of light outside of yourself, because you hold that within. Just resonance, manifest, law of attraction stuff. Which is that could be significant for you. That could be a big confirmation for you, because I don't usually talk about that, or I have resistance to, and yet I felt like it here. Or it came up twice and it feels significant, so I'm saying it. So that I'm bringing attention to the fact that I did say it, that it is significant. Yes, okay. Okay, I think I need to put my hair up now. Normal reading style. Now the messages will be coming through clearer. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm surprised my hair didn't get caught in the cacti behind me then. What does that mean? There's something that you won't fall for again, that perhaps you were worried that you would. Could have to do with that light source, like you're afraid of losing your own light source, or that the new being doesn't have a secure light source, something along those lines. And yet I want to note that I didn't get caught in the same trap. And I didn't really have to do anything about it, it just kind of happened that way. Okay. I feel like that took so long to put my hair up. Usually like flop flop. I'm not gonna keep analysing anymore. Which is kind of a funny thing to say before like doing a literal reading where I am analysing. Maybe more channeling now though. Okay, Pile Zero, I love you very much. See you in another reading or in another life or in this one later or whatever. Ja ja ja. Okay. Pile number 0, welcome. You're not pile number 0, who's still here? Do we need another card? Is there a reading? Yeah, because I want to eat the fruit. Maybe I don't want to do a reading on them though. Maybe I just want to eat them. Let's get a card. For Pile 0? I'm having like a nod, yes, okay. Maybe that has to do with the message at the start, like, for me. Oh, we've got the Fool on the back. Pile 0. The Fool is the card 0 in tarot. The message of like, you were trying to get this, but you got this instead. I was trying to do this reading of like a typical layout. And I also want to note that it took me like 2 extra tries to begin the video. I began and it was like talking to no one. And then I realized after like, it's not going to be the kind of reading I thought it was going to be. And there was like a slightly different variation of it. And and now it's like, for me, what I thought it was versus what it is. It feels more like I thought the other one had more weight to it, or had more to it, but this one, even though it's like shorter, I don't think I'm going to be doing the piles. Even though this one is just one, it's so much more significant. It feels so much more with love, or what I want to be doing, how I feel like doing. And not even from, yeah, this is the energy you're in. It's not even from a state of like, this is what I really want, or this is what I really desire. It's a smaller knowing than that. It's more like, I just kind of want this. I just kind of like it this way. Or this is just, it's more of a divine flow, I feel like. Yeah, it's less maybe about, at least for those of you who remain here, it's not so much about what do you want, but just what feels right. More interconnectedly with all that is. It has a very like, where are you being led vibe. Okay, let's look at the two cards that actually came out. We've got Ace of Cups, that's beautiful. And just literally like renewed innocent love. And Ten of Pentacles, which is like, I want to say or what's coming to mind, the most long-lasting card. And it's not necessarily just long-lasting within, let's say this is your being, your connection, and it's not necessarily just the connection that's long-lasting. And I want to say I am seeing the connection being long-lasting, but that is subjective to your own perspective of long-lasting. Like an old soul who has had lifetimes and lifetimes without seeing a particular soulmate of theirs may experience that as a tiny fraction of time in the grandness of all their experience of life. But a young soul who then goes the same amount of time between seeing their favorite soul or a soul that they love might experience that like it feels like eternity since they've seen them. I wonder how that is related to this energy. I'm kind of getting that same energy that I had the first time I started filming, where it's like, I don't feel like I'm talking to anyone again. Or it's more like I'm just talking to one being. Or I'm more aware of my presence? I'm not sure. But I'm also finding my eyes really tired. But I put my hair up. Weird feelings, weird stuff. I don't know if this video will be going up. Maybe it's just for me to rewatch. I don't feel like those messages relate to me though. Maybe they will in a bit. What I was trying to get at was long-lastingness is subjective, but more than that, it's not just the connection that is long-lasting. It's like what the energy of your connection holds at its core, that purity of love, it extends lifetimes is what I heard. I was trying to say it, yeah, I want to say it like not necessarily just lifetimes, but it vibrates out into all that is. I heard with girth, with aptitude, with a passion. Koi fish could be significant too. This also could be you and your being. Like, one is an innocent love and one is a long-lasting being. One could be like a very new soul. This could be you and another, or this could also be the two options. No. That haven't been created. No, this is on the being that you feel in love with. And take that phrasing however you want to relate it to you. Whatever that phrase love means to you. Or resonates to you when I say that. I feel like I'm not gonna put this video up. This feels like he's this pentacle feels like a time, a stopwatch, but now I'm seeing it kind of like a compass. I need to get cards for myself right now. I don't know if this video is this one. Okay. For me, continue or not? Owl, listen to the messages of the angels. Giraffe, aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. Yeah. At first I was like seeing it like, yes, I will bring you through messages. Okay. I shall continue. Okay. Not with those though. I feel like all I needed to do was hold those up and say ethereal connection. And it's like connection to so much. This connection opens you to, it feels like the purest part of who you are with the most expansive part of who you are. It's a very holding connection. Earth and water could be significant too. I want to say you know them, you've seen them before. I'm seeing this like, let me hold your hand. You may feel like worlds apart somehow, or you may feel like a reaching, like she's not holding this being's hand, and it feels like because there's some idea that the being is so different from her, and obviously just take her and put him or whatever being label of resonance there that you want to. One of either you or them or both. Yeah, it's both. It's always both. I want to say it's always both. And by that I want to say, or I want to add, what you're experiencing, they're experiencing too. There may be some feelings, experiences, thoughts even. I want to say feelings primarily, even though it's like that's not what it looks like, or that might not be what you immediately think of. That's what rings more true, it feels like. Feelings that you're experiencing are being mirrored with this being that you are thinking of, or this being that you're asking about, connecting with, this being in subject, this being in the spotlight, this being now I'm hearing it like this being blank, as in there's something about labels, like trying to put a label on something that just doesn't need a label. And I keep coming back to that message of like, what is love? Or I feel like I have been. And a lot about perception. There may be a lot of perceptions that you're having that aren't really how you feel. And the feeling is what's important. And now I want to repeat that. Let me hold your hand. And now I'm thinking back to that like message of earlier influences, or your vessel, what it holds, having an effect on your current perception of love. And this reaching out, feeling like the message is it's okay to receive true love. It's okay to be in true love. It's okay to have love. It's okay to be loved. That one hit for someone. Because it's by this being in particular that feels like what's in question. It's okay to be loved by that which you love. It's okay to be loved by this being. I'm seeing these two fish. Like one of them is like humph. This one is like humph, and this one is like hee hee. All just like in awe or amazed. And there's two fairies right above them, which I want to say those are the higher selves, and those two are talking together. And I don't know what to make of, it feels like it should be an obvious message, but I don't know what to make of those, the two fish with the different expressions. But my focus is being so drawn to the fairies above, which I'm seeing as their souls. You and this being's soul, that's what matters. I keep wanting to come back to the Ten of Pentacles. You could find that really synchronistic to look up the typical meanings of that. And then relate that to the message, it's okay, but it's okay. Or what is the truth of this? Because I feel like there's a distortion around what the truth is in both of these cards. This talks about pure love and this talks about legacy. This talks about I want to say childlike emotions, childful emotions, and the potential of creation, the potential of new love, the potential of starting again, I'm hearing too. Whisking through the waters, something about that. I'm hearing like an incomplete phrase like, a journey taken is not a journey forgotten. A journey taken is not a journey forgotten. And that could go both ways in that, again, that message of coming back to your perspective on saying no to the other being. What was where did that come from? It's not forgotten. It's like, it doesn't have to be in a negative light. What was I going to say? There's a lot around perception in this reading. And realigning to what your truth of, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Your truth of what love is, and your truth in what, this is a very material card, but I'm seeing it more with a higher lens of beyond just this lifetime, but I can't quite materialize the words for it. I heard all that you are here to create. and all that you know. All that you know is not long forgotten. I really feel like looking up the typical meanings of Ten of Pentacles and Ace of Cups would like be spot on, but for some reason I feel like I'm going around the circle of them. Again, there's a very strong energy of not needing to know the details, but being able to trust your own feelings. Trusting innocence. And knowing that it's safe to take that hand. Taking the hand of beauty. Taking the hand of... I heard charisma. Taking the hand of... I can't get the word of it. It's just something that feels so good. In like... I can't express it other than something that feels so good to hold. To envelop yourself in. Some of you may be feeling more trapped than you are, or what I'm more feeling is like you kind of want to trap yourself. There's a part of you that wants to hide away and stay out of the air, out of opportunity, because you're afraid that it's true that you were never allowed to hold the hand of love. You're afraid that it's like a feeling of you're afraid that you'll choose to hold that hand and that the same thing will happen again, that has happened before, that caused pain, that caused you to hide your innocence, hide your own sense of trust in life, trust in ease, in play, in brilliance. It's also like you're remembering your own sense of trust in existence, in like a... You're opening... I want to say back. You're opening back up to how you may have been treated in the past. That's not what I was trying to say, but okay. And you're seeing how that has affected you. But not in a mental way. Or it feels like the mental way will come, but it will come when it's no longer necessary to your mind. Because right now you're being asked to follow your heart. Very simply. I just said, okay, that's it, you can go now, you can go to bed now. It's not even bedtime. Well, I was just looking for my phone, like, where can I look at the time? Okay, guess that's the message. So, we didn't use any of the cards, didn't use any of the fruit. I even put them in a bag. I put my hand on the spikies and it didn't even hurt. I got loads of spikies in me, but it didn't even hurt, and I can just take them right out. Yeah, so even if what happened in the past happens time and time again, it won't hurt like it did because you're not in the state of receiving that. It's like I mean, simply put, it's like you've learned the lesson of that. The lesson being the recognition of what it really is. Recognition within your body that this pain that's being projected onto you isn't truth, or it's like someone calling you ugly, and maybe that hurt a lot in childhood when that was like reflected to you as a kid, but this has not been explained well. But then when you later on are told that you're ugly and you yourself don't find yourself to be ugly, then it's like it just brushes off because you're like, okay. Like, that is a very valid perspective of yours, and you no longer hold that within yourself. So that's the energy that you have now, in correlation to that which you used to be afraid of, or that which you are afraid of happening or seeing. It's like the fear isn't really there. It's like it's maybe there in your mind, so you feel like you have to work around it, but it's not in your body anymore, because you've found the level of healing, the level of the truth. Yeah, you see the truth now. It doesn't have to be all... It's like you don't have to be able to see that you can see the truth, but know that you can. I'm seeing someone like with a very, very strong third eye now. So that message could have been more direct, like, hey, I just split the deck to 10 of Cups, which is the card of like emotional fulfillment. Happily ever after card. The happily ever after. And under that is Temperance, which is a very soulful card. It's energies coming into union. And it's a part of the major arcana in tarot, so it's a... That's a cool... I just heard it like, the union that brings more into union. I think that's what I heard. I heard something along those lines. It was like, one union equals many unions. Now I'm splitting to the star card. Okay. Wonderful energies. I think that's it. I think I didn't finish what I was saying, but that's fine. Feels like fits this whole energy very well. Okay. I love you very much. Namaste.